Happy 2023. So this is like my third take on this video because I'm just rambling on about this whole concept of taking back your power in terms of creating what it is you want to create in your health, in your how you feel in your body, how you want to look, how you age, everything in your life. And after talking to some clients today and over the past few weeks and just basically in general, it's really easy to fall into the line of the healthcare system. And I'm not trying to bash the healthcare system, but I'll share my story, which I've shared before, but from this lens of taking back your power. I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism after I went for a checkup after my third daughter was born in 2002. And I was told, you take this medication, levothyroxine or Synthroid, I forget, synthetic T4, a thyroid hormone, for the rest of your life and come back and get retested every once in a while, every few months. And we'll just keep changing your dose depending on your numbers. And I was, for lack of a better term, I was asleep. Even though I was actually very health conscious nutritionally, in my 20s and 30s, I was a vegan, and then I was, vegetarian and pescatarian. I was pretty food conscious. I just went along uh, almost like a zombie. I was asleep. And and it wasn't until I started to question this, which made no sense because actually at the time, other than weight struggles, I didn't think I had any symptoms. I didn't know, so I started to educate myself. Now, I went down so many rabbit holes, I and I don't regret it, but I don't want you to go down these rabbit holes either because they are traps. Yes, you learn a lot, and yes, I'm grateful for what I have learned, but what I eventually got to, and this was really only I started to identify with the concept of my Hashimoto's, my hypothyroid, which is Hashimoto's is the autoimmune form of hypothyroidism, is in remission. It's in remission. It's not a big deal for me. It's not. So I had to disidentify with the diagnosis because a lot of times we can say like, "Oh, I struggle with weight, I struggle with energy because I have Hashimoto's." And that could be your reality and your experience. I'm not discounting that. But when I started to disidentify with the diagnosis and like the victim consciousness of what the medical establishment and even the alternative medical establishment was telling me, I started to step back into my power. I started to trust and tune into my own body. Now, this doesn't mean you disregard everything that your doctor or your alternative doctor has to offer because I still rely on mine for my Armor thyroid medication that I still take, but my dose keeps getting lower and lower because I need it less and less. It's a balance, and so it's through this walk with yourself first and foremost, you advocating and learning and asking questions and making sure that you're taking responsibility for your identification with the diagnosis. And whether it's a diagnosis or it's a disorder or you feel like you're out of control with your eating or drinking or whatever it is, you are in the driver's seat. And when you start to take responsibility for that and start to own it and really recognize your potential and your power, there's no stopping you. Another great example for me, and I hear this all the time, and I'm not bragging or anything, but is aging. I don't buy into the concept that as you age, you start to fall apart. I just don't. I feel younger. I feel I look younger than I did even in my 20s. I think I looked a lot more beat up than I do now. And not that there's anything wrong with aging and showing signs of age, but I don't prescribe to what is put out there around aging. I don't prescribe to what's put out there around menopause. So it's really important that you identify with what it is you want. And this is not only a thought perspective, it's your beliefs and like the energy that you bring to whatever it is, everything that you say, do, think, believe, that's what matters. And that's where you step into your power and you have the power to create whatever it is you want to create. As long as you believe it, you can create it. And it's not just this woo woo thing, there's science that backs this up. But I guess my point is, understand that power even though if you have a diagnosis or maybe you are actually suffering from symptoms, start to align with what it is that you'd like to create. And then you can start to get there a lot faster. It took me, let's say, 15 ish years to get to that place of feeling empowered and not a victim of my diagnosis and not a victim of my body getting older. um, I became more and more empowered through my understanding of how powerful the energy that we bring in our minds and our bodies have to creating whatever it is we want to create. So anyway, I still went long, but I wish you a wonderful 2023. If you would like to work together, be sure to click the link below, and you can schedule a free discovery session. You can book a package. I'd love to work with you to get to this place of empowerment. And anyway, if you have any questions, just reach out. Or if you relate to this, just leave me a comment by replying to the email. And I hope to talk to you soon. All right. Take care.